Okay. We are good to go. So hello. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I am super excited to do this. And before I give my spiel, I want to just thank you guys for hopping on. Amanda has been so nervous to tell you guys, so excited to tell you guys. And I know this has been such a long time coming from her. So I just want you to know, A, how much she cares about you. You guys are the most important thing to her. And you guys trusting her and knowing that she's trying to lead you with the best guidance is so, so important for her. And I mean, just with how many days since she made this decision, the growth that I have seen in her, the confidence I've seen in her, the happiness I've seen in her, I'm just so excited for her. And I know that she has that to now offer to all of you guys. And that's what's really important to me. And I know it's important to her. So thank you guys for being on here. Thank you for trusting in her and just hearing me out. I'll say what I always say. I am not here to sell you on anything. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just here to give my little spiel of my story, where I was at, because I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to it. So backstory on me, I joined It Works when I was, goodness, probably like 21, I want to say. First network marketing company I ever did. Joined it, was super excited, and I was in for 2 years, and I was a lifer. I was never going to leave. I would not hear anybody that said anything bad about it. I never thought I would go anywhere. I thought that I would literally be with them until the day I stopped doing network marketing or until the day I died. Like, I was such a lifer. And I did have some great times in the company. I had some great success for a while. I promoted to double diamond at one point, but shortly thereafter, everything crumbled for me. And I think kind of as I began to grow just as a woman, being 21, like, I feel like I was changing a lot just in general, growing up, learning what I liked, what I didn't like, and kind of getting my feel for the industry. I kind of looked up after a year and a half, and I just didn't feel great about a lot of things. Obviously, I didn't feel great about my paycheck because I was not maintaining rank. And if I was not maintaining rank, that meant that nobody on my team was maintaining rank. So I knew I was not the only person struggling. But it was more than just that. I was exhausted from the cold messaging. I was exhausted from posting. I was exhausted from being on my phone all day long. I literally was like stuck to my phone. If he tried to take me out to dinner, I would literally have a panic attack if I had to put my phone down for longer than an hour. And I knew that wasn't duplicatable with bringing people into a downline like that, where they would feel the same way I did. But in true fashion, I faked it. I put on a smile on social media. I showed up for my team. I tried to, tell them to just keep planting their seeds and to keep trucking and keep sending the messages every day and keep doing your self-development and get to events and do this and that. But I just ended up really, really defeated. And I was literally going to walk away from the industry as a whole. At that point, I was spending way more than I was making. My customers weren't happy. My team, like I said, obviously wasn't happy. I think we were all just really tired. And I was going to walk away completely from the industry. And luckily, thank Jesus, Travis stopped me. That's my fiance. And he was like, I think you still believe in the industry. He said, I think you're just really burnt out right now. He's like, I just think that you don't feel great about the marketing and the compensation plan and everything I was struggling with, the charting, the boxes, the moving people. It was just, I just felt like I was in a disaster. So I was going to walk away. And he was like, maybe something else will come along. Maybe you will find something that works for you, maybe something better. And I was like, no, I can't leave. I was literally going to go get a job at one point and then hide that I had the job just to pretend that It Works was paying my income, because you get in that mentality of you have to fake it till you make it. And then Lavelle fell in my lap. And what I'll say is that, like I said, I never thought I would go anywhere, ever, ever, ever. If you saw my social media back then, I'm sure Amanda knows this, she probably done almost threw up when she saw that I left, because I was a lifer. It was not something that anybody thought that I was going to do. And I was petrified and I was scared. But when this opportunity fell in my lap, it was literally the answer to everything that I was struggling with. And leaving was really, really hard. It was terrifying. I was petrified. But when you hear what I heard, the difference is it kind of answered all my questions that I was saying. And I knew I still believed in this industry. I knew I still wanted to impact people. I wanted to make a difference. I actually wanted to help people. I had lost that passion of knowing that I could bring somebody in and actually help them. Like I felt like a fraud because I didn't even want to sign people up anymore because I was like, if I'm not making money, like how am I supposed to help other people make money? Right. Like I just didn't feel good about what I was doing. And I was DM'd by somebody that was in the company that we are in now. And I kind of just opened up to him and I was like, did you ever lose rank? I said, were you ever tired of cold messaging? Like, did you ever have all these problems? Because nobody talks about it, right? So you have no idea that anybody feels this way. And he was like, duh. And he's like, so many people feel that way. And I was like, okay, but nobody talks about that. So how do I know? So he got me on a Zoom just to talk to me kind of just like this and told me his story and laid out why he had switched companies and why he had chose this company. And that's kind of just what I'm going to do with you. So like I said, I'm just here to tell you my story, tell you what appealed to me, and then kind of what's happened since I made the transition. And it has been nothing short of incredible. So the main things that I want to talk about, number one is the marketing side of things. Like I said, the cold messaging, the copy and paste posting, the posting, what was it, like 3 to 6 times a day? I was so tired, right? I was so exhausted from it. And that was one of the first things that I was told is he was like, yeah, this team, like we don't do that. He's like, we don't send a single cold message. I am not going to tell you to post 3 to 6 times a day. I'm not going to tell you that you need to copy and paste a post. Like we train solely on attraction marketing. And I'd heard of that, but I really didn't understand what it was. And for me, I was like, there's no way that I can sign customers, not cold messaging. Like there's no way, because that's how I sign all my customers. And he was like, nope. He's like, it's absolutely possible to be genuine and authentic and build a brand around just who you are and build an income from that. And that was really huge to me to know that I wasn't going to have to cold message anymore. I think that was like the biggest weight off my shoulders, just to feel good about, to know that I could post as myself. Like I didn't have to be on my stories all day long selling a product. Like I was just so tired from it. And he's like, no, we're going to train you totally on attraction marketing. You're going to be yourself. You're going to show up on social media as who you are and build a brand around that. And that's literally how we sell products. And like I said, that was really foreign to me. I didn't understand it. But I could say that a year and a half later now, and 10,000 people on our team, and we have not copy and pasted a single post. We have not sent a single cold message. We have not done anything. And we cleared $6 million in sales in our first year and a half. So it is absolutely possible to build a business, not cold messaging. And that's kind of what opened my eyes when he was talking to me. So that part is incredible. The team aspect of everything, it's incredible, empowering, encouraging. There's so much training, so much support. And we really just all worked hard to make an environment that we were comfortable in, because so many of us had come, from It Works or from other companies where it was kind of like a hierarchy of like who was at the top and who was in the top 150 and who sat there at conference. And we didn't want that. So we've worked really hard on that aspect of it. But when it comes to the compensation plan and products, it is absolutely incredible. And like I said, when he opened up to speak about all this, it hit every single point of what I was struggling with. So the first thing he said that made my jaw drop was that there was no mandatory auto ships for customers or promoters. We call them promoters, distributors. No mandatory auto ships. There are no monthly fees. There is no website fees. There's no renewal fees. We even earn our products for free every single month. We have the opportunity to do that. So he was like, you're going to sign up and buy a starter pack of products and you're never going to spend another dollar ever again. And I was like, oh, really? I was like, that's possible? Because when I had added up what I'd spent versus what I made, I was very not okay with that, because I ended up even being paid as a double for a point. I had ended up spending more than I ever made within the company. And that was really hard to realize, because I think I just was so wrapped up in it that I wasn't aware of how much I was actually putting in. But we run our businesses completely for free. So outside of my starter pack from when I joined, I have not mandatorily had to purchase anything. I pay for shipping and tax on my free product, which I'll take. That's okay. I'll do that to get it to me. But we don't have anything like that. So the whole slogan of this company is less overhead, more commission. And they focus on that. They focus on paying us out higher amounts, higher percentage commissions, and us not draining our bank accounts into fueling their pockets. Does that make sense? They focus on filling ours, not us paying unnecessary fees for websites or auto ships or anything like that. So that was really, really huge for me, because like I said, I was in that rut of me feeling that way and knowing my team felt the same way too, and always being afraid of people coming in and then being like, oh wait, but you do have to pay for this, or you are going to get that e-suite fee or this and that. So that was really big for me. And also my customers not having to have a mandatory auto ship. I respect that so much that they had so much confidence in their products that they didn't have to lock people in to auto ship. So we can start them on one so that they get a 20% off discount, but they don't ever have to rerun it. So even like they order on it, they can turn it off whenever they want. It's cancel it, pause it, whatever. They have full control over that. And that was huge for me. That was huge for me to know that like I could just openly talk to my customers. I remember when I used to get texts from my LCs, I would literally get nauseous and I'm like, oh no, like their auto ship ran and they didn't realize, or they're mad at me. And now I'm gonna have to tell them it's $50 to cancel it. And they're gonna be even more mad at me. Like I was just, it made me like so icky. And like, I don't like that feeling. So no fees, no anything, no mandatory auto ships whatsoever. We are paid weekly. Every single Tuesday, we make a higher percentage commission off of the volume that we bring in. So it's 20% off of what we bring in of the BV, and then 5 to 9% of our downlines, which is a higher percentage. And it's a lot simpler to make cash weekly because we don't have charting. So there is no charting, no boxes, no 400 anything, no placing people here and there, no people, only getting placed under because they're in the ruby spot or the emerald spot or the diamond spot. We don't have any of that. And for me, I was never good at math. That was very hard for me. I remember the day that I threw out my binders with all my papers in it. It was very spiritual. I enjoyed it. Because I had spent so much money like printing off charts and laminating charts and doing all this math when that's not like income producing. Like that's busy work. You know what I mean? So we don't have any of that. We build solely based off of sales volume. So when you go 4K, that just means you have $4,000 in team sales. I don't care if that comes from 2 people. I don't care if it comes from 10 people. I don't care if Sally's working way down there under 5 people and it doesn't matter. It's total sales volume added up. And that makes it a lot simpler to get those weekly commissions, to bring in what you're actually making off of who you're signing up, right? Because I would sign up like a hair, skin, and nails customer, but then I would move it 10 levels down and make like 25 cents off of it. Like I can't make residual income doing that. So you don't have to do any of that. There's no like placing into boxes, so on and so forth, whatsoever. You can place promoters if you want to under other promoters. You can place team members under team members, but you have 60 days to decide if you want to do that once you sign somebody up. And like I said, it's not an opportunity spot or, I have to place there because they're in that 400 box or they're under, that ruby leg. I place with who's running with me. I place with who's working hard, who deserves it, right? I don't have to place it just because it's a box and it has to be there. So no fees, no mandatory auto ships, no charting, nothing like that. And already I was like, okay, I feel like my shoulders are getting lighter. Like I can breathe. Like I didn't realize that there were companies that worked differently because that was all I had ever known. Right. And I loved it. And I loved the environment and I loved some of the friends that I made. And it was great to introduce me to the industry, but I just had never done my research as to what other compensation plans were. I didn't realize that there were ones out there that would work better for what I did, for what I wanted to do, for enrolling, for bringing people into the system, so on and so forth. So that was really, really big. The paid every weekly is awesome. Obviously a higher percentage commission. In your first 2 weeks, you can earn up to $800 in bonuses. And it was just recently doubled. And Amanda has already earned $2,000 almost in commissions in just a couple of days, which is incredible. And attest to how amazing this compensation plan is. And that's just for enrolling your first couple people. So they really do just focus on making sure that we're getting paid the commissions that we deserve. I don't want you to exhaust yourself on your phone all day. I don't want you to feel spammy. I don't want you to feel like you're bothering people. I want you to be paid simply off of the work that you're putting in and the people you're enrolling. And I want you to feel good about your checks every Tuesday. And that's what's the most important thing for me as a leader, to know that you're building authentically, and whatever you are bringing in, the work you're putting in, you're not really mad every time you get a paycheck, or really upset, or, why is it only this or this? Like, you get paid what you deserve, which is incredible. We always have other bonuses to work towards. There's always that next rank. It is 4K, 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K. So it's all just off of sales volume, 4,000, 12,000, 40,000, et cetera. And I went, sorry, he just got home. The dogs are running. I went from, I would think I was maintaining Ruby when I left. I had way lost my double. I was maintaining Ruby at like 3,000 to 5,000 a month. And as a team, we hit the top rank in this company in 5 months. And that is the power of finding something that works for people, that you're rewarded for, where you're not exhausting yourself. So Within 5 months, we were clearing over $200,000 in sales a month because people were getting their second chance. They were getting that redemption to do network marketing, to do the industry they knew that they believed in, but that rewarded them for their work, and they were able to work in a way that felt good for them. And it's been nothing short of incredible. We earned our car bonus within our first month. So our Mercedes, it's in the driveway, we don't pay for. When you hit the second rank in the company, they give you a luxury auto bonus. So they send me an extra $800 once a month, and that pays for my car note and for my car insurance. I don't ever have to make a payment on it. We have awesome bonuses you can always work for. We do 3 trips a year where they take you on trips literally for free that you can earn. We have been to Las Vegas, San Diego, Cabo, where we got engaged, and then we just got back from Punta Cana, and the next one is in Colorado, which is awesome. Hi.
Focus on that guy's yard.
Oh, okay, I'm on a Zoom. Can you?
Pouring out.
I know you take yard work very seriously, but let me finish this. Thank you.
Bye.
Sorry. Love you. Bye. So there's just always really great things to work for. And I love that. I love, like, I'm an incentive-based person. If I know I can work for something, I'm super, super motivated to get going. And there's always something to work for. The auto bonus, the trips, the bonuses, all stuff like that. It is incredible. I feel spacey, like I'm missing stuff about the comp plan. So let me know if you think of any key points. But I'm going to touch on the products really quick because the products are incredible. Absolutely amazing. I've never found anything comparable. And like I said, I was in like a rut with my customers where there were some products that I loved. There absolutely were. But when it came to customers, I felt like they weren't seeing the results they wanted. I feel like they were frustrated about the results and the auto ships and all that. I just didn't feel like I had a really good rapport in that area. So when making that change and going through that, as scary as it was for me, I was like, I need to be behind something that I'm like 100%. That I'm solid in. I don't want to convince anybody of anything. I don't want to be uncomfortable talking to customers. And the products did exactly that for me. And it was absolutely incredible. So it's a simple 3-step system. We do have a plus line of products, but I would say 95% of everybody signs up just on the 3-step system, and it customizes to each person. So I wake up in the morning and take 2 capsules on an empty stomach. 20 minutes later, I drink my shake for breakfast. It is ultra micronized, very, very thin. I can tell you it'll be the best shake that you have ever tried. I was not a shake person. I could not stomach ProFit. I could not do anything like whatsoever. It is amazing. And then right after I drink my shake, I put my weight loss patch on. And when that's the one I use, but we have standard patches. They give you nutrition, energy, all that. And it's just dermafusion technology. So you put it on your skin, and all day long, it's time releasing you nutrition, clean energy from plant extracts, weight loss ingredient, if that's the one that you're on. But it works with each person to fill their specific nutritional gaps. So whatever you may be deficient in, whatever you're missing, that's what it's going to do for you. And that makes my job a lot easier, right? Because I don't have to tell you exactly what, like, I don't know the exact amount of pounds you may lose. I don't know exactly how you're going to feel. But what I get to tell my customers is you're going to feel the healthiest that you felt in a very long time. You are going to feel energy for the first time that is clean. It's going to help you to reach your goals. Whatever your body needs, that's what it's giving you. And that's the incredible thing behind it. So it doesn't just have to be one demographic or one age. Everybody can take it, and it works differently for each person. You know, so for me in the beginning, it kicked my coffee habit. I would drink 5 cups of coffee a day. And the day I started these products, I have not had coffee like that since, ever. It completely kicked my coffee habit. For some people, it's the energy, it's the mood, it's just feeling healthy, it's getting up and having nutrition. For me now, it's weight loss. I got serious with my weight loss about 2.5 months ago at this point, and I've already lost 25 pounds, and the new weight loss system that we just put out is amazing, but I have confidence behind it, right? I'm not locking them into an auto ship. I'm not cold messaging, asking them to buy. I don't have to talk about it all day long on my stories. I just share my journey with it, and I help people to feel better, right? I don't have to post stomachs all over my wall. I don't have to post before and afters all day long. I get to just share what it's done for me. And I don't ever worry like, oh, they're not going to feel something, or, oh, they're not going to see these results. I have seamless 100% confidence in it that between day 1 and day 3, they're going to feel the effects of it. And that is absolutely incredible. So let me wrap it back to where I started. So I got on that Zoom with him, and this is what he laid out for me, right? So he told me all the things that were different that I was struggling with, the auto ships, feeling like I was spamming people, not feeling like myself, feeling defeated, right? Exhausted. Like I just felt like I was at a dead end, and he laid all this out for me. And I never thought I would leave. It was the most terrifying decision I ever made. But at the end of the day, I remember Travis looking at me, And I had this conversation with Amanda, and he was like, I know that you're so afraid to do this, of what your team's going to think, what your social media is going to think, what like you're going to just think in general about this. And he was like, but if you feel this way, like, what do you think your team is feeling right now? He's like, what do you think they're feeling? And I feel like that one thing he said to me was my like solidifying decision of like, I had to do it for my team. I had to stand up and be like, okay, if I feel this way, I know you guys are feeling this way, and I need to offer you a better solution. I need to offer you something that you can feel comfortable doing that can actually produce the end goal, right? This industry is not magic. It's not a quick buck, but while you're working to build up that residual income, I want you to feel good about what you're doing. I want you to feel good about your weekly checks. I want it to be impacting your life in some way, in whatever capacity that may be. And I want you to feel good behind it. And that's exactly where Amanda's at now. She has watched me since the day that I joined this company, for a year and a half now, and has watched me every step of the way. So know that it took her a very long time to get to this point, but she would not have made this decision if she was not 100%, if she didn't know that what she could now offer you was what she truly believed was best for you guys, what could truly help you to get to your goals. And it is nothing short of incredible. She's about to hit her first promotion tonight. She's like 200 and volume away, and that's another $2,000 bonus. It's absolutely incredible. And then that's where she takes you, right? She brings you along with her. You get in the beginning, and that's when you then look up in a year and a half like I have, and you're like, I don't even know what happened. But magic happens when you feel good about what you're doing and you're confident with what you're doing, and you just empower and love on other women, and you're all fighting for the same thing, and you feel at home. That's when real results happen. That's when real residual income happens. And I never thought that I would be this person in network marketing. I never thought that I would have a 6-figure income and retire my fiance before we were 25 and do all these things. Because like I said, I was struggling. I was making like a $400 paycheck in a month, and that was me working like 13 hours a day on my phone, exhausted for 2 years straight. It is possible in this industry when you get behind the right comp plan, one that pays you well, a company that truly has your best interest at heart. And it was the best decision that I ever made. Like I said, it was not easy. It was terrifying. It was scary. I was absolutely petrified to tell people. And yeah, I was called a company hopper, and some people blocked me, and some people didn't like me. But what I always say is, they're not at my kitchen table at night, right? Like, I have to do this for my family. I have to do this for the real reason of our why. Why are you fighting for this income? And you have to follow your heart and where that's leading you. So I'm just thankful that Amanda did that it was her time, that she can now bring this to you guys, because it is absolutely incredible. I'm going to stop talking. Do you have questions? Do you want to say anything, Amanda? Let me know where you guys are at.
I like literally every time we talk, I just like get drawn in. Whereas like you're just so motivating, and all my girls say the same thing about you. Like, it's just crazy to me, but it's just crazy to like see the difference. And like, it's only been literally like a week, and like today's like the first day that like I even like came forward with it, and it's just been like my inbox is just flooded already. Like, it's literally, it's crazy. Like, I'm just so much happier and like at peace. Like, I can't even like wrap my head around it. Like, the fact that like I've hit you up like at least like 6 or 7 times like in the past year and a half. Like, you probably thought I never would join. Like, I honestly think you did.
Well, I didn't know when your time was. But what I told you is that it was important for me to let it be your time, right? Oh, that's another thing. I don't even do follow-up Fridays, y'all. It's a blessing. But I didn't follow up with her every single week. I wasn't in her inbox. I wasn't begging her to come with me. I know what I have my hands on, and I knew that when she was ready and it was the right time for you guys as a team, that she was going to make that decision. And I knew that it would come. I just didn't know when. And I'm so happy that it did. But the change that I'm seeing in her, and this is what I love about when people join, is, yes, the bonuses are great. The income is great. Like, I'm so happy for her with that. But it's just that, like, that relief, that weight off your shoulders, having that passion back. Like, she's so fired up about what she's doing right now. She's like, she'll message me and you're like, I'm so excited. I'm in my DMs and I'm not dreading it. I'm not hating it. You're like, I'm talking to people. I'm so happy. And that passion is what fuels income. That's what fuels this entire industry. And when you get that back and you're just so pumped about what you're doing, it is beautiful. And that's what takes you to the top.
Yeah, like literally for the past like year and a half, every time I would go in my DMs, I would be like anxious or like just like over it. Like, I didn't even want to like talk to people. It just was horrible. And then I think like the breaking point for me was like a month ago, when I was like, I don't even feel comfortable bringing new people in right now, because it's been that that miserable for me, and that all these other problems that are going on, I was just like, I can't even bring new people in. Like, that's a serious problem. Then I had to ask myself, am I staying just for the income? Is that the only reason why I'm staying? And it was an obvious yes. And I was like, that's not fair for me to keep bringing people in and keep leading a team when we're all struggling. And everyone who I've spoke to today has literally come to me and said that they're feeling the same way. So it's just crazy that we've all just been in the same like situation and just, I guess, afraid to like come forward or whatever.
Yeah, because nobody talks about it and nobody says like, hey, I'm struggling or I'm tired or I'm exhausted or like this isn't working for me, because you want to stay positive and you don't want to have a bad mindset and you want to do the certain thing, but you also shouldn't have to hide your struggle, you know? And that's why when people are like, oh, well, like you just got lucky or you just had a big team follow you. I didn't. A lot of my team, when I told them, they were just relieved to like take a breather. Like my best friend didn't switch over and join me in this business for a couple months. She literally stopped working network marketing altogether because she's like, I just need a break. And I'm like, do what you need to do. Like take your time, because we were just so exhausted. And then of course I had some people come with me, but it's not that a huge team followed me. It's just that for the first time I spoke up and said, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. And this is what I told Amanda. I said, when you do that, I was like, it is going to be a sigh of relief for all the girls on your team, for everybody that's sideline sisters that's watching you, just to be able to say out loud what they feel and to say like, yeah, I don't like this, or I don't feel good about this, or this doesn't, you know, this isn't passion for me. I'm not fired up. I'm struggling. Right. And I said, as a leader, you're going to offer that solution to them. And that is what is going to start the path of helping everybody to be in a better spot.
That was one of the things that Bianca and I were talking about when we were together over the weekend. I was just like, I literally was so afraid to even say anything to you because she just seemed so excited and so about her business and just like fired up like all the time. And then like, as soon as I even like, I barely even had to say it. Like I didn't even fully come out with it. And she just like exploded like all her emotions out and was just like, I feel the same with this. And we were just like, what? We were both like in shock that like we both like didn't know like that we both felt the same way at all. And she was literally like, the only reason why I've stayed for this long was because of you. Like I didn't want to let you down. I know that you helped me and all that stuff. And I'm like, that should not be the reason why you stay and you work. Like it should be like because it's fulfilling you and you're happy. And she was just like, well, I'm going with you. Like, so it was just like, from then it was just crazy how, and then Brianna and Lainey, like everybody just felt the exact same.
Exactly.
It's just so crazy.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about, you know, and that's why I'm not on here to sell you on something or for you to feel pitched or this or that. Like, I just want you guys to find your passion. I want you to find home. I want you to feel good where you're at and know that you're being rewarded for the work you're putting in and you're surrounded by people that are empowering you and that you're just in the right place. Right. And you know, in your heart, if you're not, you know, if you're exhausted, if you're tired, if you don't feel good about it. And I'm here, right? If this is the solution, she's here. I mean, it's incredible and it's happening fast and the promotions are going to come fast and everything's going to happen quickly, but you guys are her number one, right? And this is why she's here. And that's what I said. She was afraid to tell you, she was terrified, but you know, for her to have that strength to speak up and say that, I knew it was going to open doors for you guys and it was going to allow you to find what felt good. What you wanted to do, something that would fulfill you, be passionate for you. And that's why she's here, just to help you. And that's what I kind of tried to explain to my team when I made the switch over is, you know, I was like, I'm still your leader. I'm still the same person, right? I'm just offering you a different solution that I think could be a better fit for you, right? And if it is, let's do this and go from there, right? So hold on, let me read this.
I have a question. It's
Yes.
Bianca.
Hi.
Turn my video on real quick. Everybody say hello. Okay.
Hello.
Like, so my question is, because I'm coming from it works and it's been 6 months. It's not like something that I'm not coming with a lot. Like I'm just basically rebranding myself. Mm-hmm. And it just feels so not like fishing for my customers. I would have had like at least 10 customers already from cold messaging. I almost feel like, and I know that's like a bad feeling, like, right? Because I hate it coldly. But if I had a goal to reach, what the solution was, okay, well, you have to send out all these messages. Mm-hmm. So now that like I just relaunched, like I just announced it today, like to everybody that I'm switching and I am switching. But even before I like announced it, and I was sending like these messages that weren't cold messaging, more of like my people who are like my in crowd, like my family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
They just finished supporting me not even like 5 months ago and
Mm-hmm.
bought it from me. And now I just feel really bad. And a lot of them feel bad too, but they're kind of like, I just supported you. Like, you literally just asked us for your support, like not even 3-4 months ago or 5
Mm-hmm.
months ago. And like, I financially, I can't not invest again in another thing that you're now moving to. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been that a lot. And then the other thing is, like, I guess I have this like little fear in like my soul that's kind of like, okay, so if I'm not cold messaging, which honestly I cannot stand cold messaging and I cannot stand like spamming people, but if I'm not doing that, I tried to recall a time like when I got customers from just them naturally just watching my page and my story. And so am I like, that's gonna happen, but like how fast is that gonna happen? Like, I'd like to, and I guess that's where I'm at. I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this is gonna be like a longer process, but it's a better process for the end game. Like, and I know, but I guess I have anxiety about the beginning process, like the pushing forward my branding of who I am as a person, what I represent, and then pushing, of course, forward the supplements and all these things that I'm utilizing in my day-to-day and how it affects me and how it works for me. But like right now, beginning. So I almost feel like I don't have and just, I guess it's just awkward for me because I'm like, damn, I'm not messaging anyone. Like, so who is going to buy my product? I guess in a
It's a complete retrain of your brain. And I had the same exact fears when I started because I didn't understand. It was foreign to me, right? Like, I'd never marketed in that way. I didn't get how I would get customers, how I would do anything without cold messaging. And it feels awkward at first and it feels weird at first. And you literally feel like outer body. But what I can promise you is that as you like relearn and you retrain your brain, and we help you with the attraction marketing, with curiosity, with understanding your brand and who you are and the message and impact you want to have on social media. It's not just about your friends and family signing up, right? Like I said, like my own mom, like she was not a customer in the beginning. I didn't have people like that support me, and that's fine because it's not an immediate gratification industry, right? Like, I'm in this for the long haul to teach you guys how to create a brand, to create influence on social media and be able to actually help and impact people and be a source of, inspiration for people, that they can connect to you and understand you and have that friendship. And that's what builds sales over time. So it's definitely a retrain of not, knowing what to do and not knowing, okay, well, if I'm not cold messaging somebody, how am I getting it? It's just all about evolving as who you are. And that's why I always say, like, when I bring somebody into this, my goal is for you to grow as a woman. My goal is for you to become more comfortable and confident in your own skin and your own mind and your heart, and to realize who you are, and so that's why if I look back over the past year, yes, the income's incredible, but who I've evolved into and the confidence I've grown and just understanding who I am and why I'm here in this industry to begin with, to help people, to impact people, that's what I focus on. And the beautiful thing about that is as you grow, it's that whole thing, like this industry is self-development with a compensation plan. Like, as you begin to grow and people watch you on this journey, as you're being yourself, you're being authentic, you're showing up on social media, they're drawn to that. People are drawn to growth. They are drawn to people that are up leveling, and that grows your business. And it's crazy, right? It's crazy to understand it in that way, but it will happen. People sign up as customers with me because I'm passionate about the products, because I share my story, because I'm the one person on their timeline, not just trying to sell them something, right? Like, people respect me because they know who I am. They feel like we're friends. They feel like they could, come into my home for dinner and we could sit down and talk. And that's why they message me and say, hey, what is that product you're taking, or what is that business? Because, people can buy It Works or Lavelle or Unique or anything from anybody on their newsfeed, right? But what makes you different? What makes you the person they actually buy from? It's that authenticity. It's that passion that grows, that branding that grows. And that's all what we teach you in the training. But it definitely is a retrain. It's like learning how to walk again, learning how to ride a bike again, but it will come. It's just consistency and focusing on your growth and your mindset over just like a quick enrollment that doesn't go anywhere, right? Like, what really, in the scheme of things, what is like a hair, skin, and nails 90-day customer doing for you?
nothing.
It's not doing anything, right? So we focus on the residual side of, like, when I have customers, my customers buy for months and they buy big orders and they stay with me and normally transition into a promoter because I've established that relationship, right? So it's all about the residual side of things rather than the instant gratification. And that's what you learn over time. And it feels so good to just be yourself and connect with people that way.
Thanks for that. I needed that for sure.
Oh, no, and I know it is awkward. It is weird. It is like you feel like a fish out of water, and I totally get that. But what I can promise you is that it's going to feel so much better. It's just like kind of getting your footing. I mean, think about when you started at Works for the first time. Like when I first started, I felt weird posting in general. Like I didn't know what I was doing when I started. It's all a retrain, but you're going to feel good this time, right? You're going to be passionate this time. You're going to understand who you are and why you're here in the first place. I'm not just in this industry to sign up a customer. My message is a lot more than that. My impact is a lot more than that. And that's what we focus on, is that growth. And it's beautiful that that also grows, an income in a business. Anybody else have questions? Anything at
I
all?
just want to touch on something. So like something that our team has like lacked so much, I think because so many leaders have quit, or we just never really had that camaraderie or like leadership that other teams did have. Like it is so different. Like me and Bianca were talking about this, like it is just so different, like just with this team, like than our team, like with It Works. Like everybody is just so encouraging and supportive. Like it just makes you just want to be a part of it. Like even if you're making like literally $0, like you'll just want to be a part of it and be involved, because it's literally that crazy. Like as soon as Em added me in the team page, I was like, what is going on? Like, cause that's something that like we don't see. And just like all the support on her wall and everything, like we don't have that. And it was just like, I wanted that for so long. And like, that was something that like drew me in. And it's just crazy how structured they are, how many leaders and how many people on the team are winning. Like, it's just so much love and support. It's literally incredible. And I love that the Zooms are just very structured. Like literally they're the same time, same days, every single week. Like they're always literally, you just want to cry every single time you're on the Zoom because they're that like motivational. Like it is so different from just like us getting on a Zoom and people telling us you need to cold message, you need to do this, like stop complaining, like this, that, and the other. Like it's just so different in like the best way ever. So I just wanted to like point that out because it's such a change like from what we came from.
Yeah. And that was a really, really, really big thing to me. Cause like I said, like probably 95% of the team has come from It Works. And that's what's most important to me, is for you to feel surrounded and held up and empowered and supported, and that you're growing, right? Like she said, I don't just want you to get on a Zoom and be like, okay, well, you need to do this, this, and this week to run your business. Like I actually want you to learn things. I want you to grow. I want you to learn about this industry and learn new ways of marketing and learn how to grow yourself. Like we talk about everything, but having that empowerment was so important because it was hard for me to leave. It was hard from the team I came from. Like I didn't have that, right? Like I didn't have a big upline above me of like people that were always supportive and talking. So the team aspect, like you could take all of my money and I would stay because of the team. Like she said, like the team is my world, my life. It's everything. Like I know that I could call anybody on the team at any point of the day. If I was stranded somewhere, if I needed somewhere to stay, and they would be there. And it's because we truly have all been through so much together and made the transition and like learned how to retrain our brain together and like learn how to do this all over. And we've just been here. So that the training, obviously the support and all that, but just having each other's back and knowing that anybody that comes in like is fully supported. Like we don't do drama. We don't do hate. Like it's none of that whatsoever. I can say in a year and a half, we've maybe had like one or two girls make a crappy comment and then they never ended up staying anyways. Cause I mean, it's network marketing. Obviously you're going to bring people in that you don't vibe with, but out of any team I've ever seen, I can say that we are so close and so supportive and so loving, and that it's more than just a business. You're going to grow in every single aspect of your life, and to be a part of something as big as we are and as supportive as we are, I just feel like it bleeds into every area of your life and it helps as a whole. And I'm very, very proud of the team. And I love that we have that to offer to people that come in, just that you're fully supported. You will get every training, help, support, advice that you will ever need. And we will all be here for you through the transition 100%. So are there any questions, anything at all before we hop off of here? I can always message if you guys have questions afterwards, or if you want to like personally ask me something, you can always find me on Facebook and do that if there's nothing you guys want to ask on here. And obviously Amanda can get you going from here. But all I'll say is just follow your heart, do what feels right. And if you want to come, it's going to be incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I'm really excited to see you guys grow and see you just find yourself and kind of, like I said, learn how to redo this and just get your second chance at it. And I think it's going to be incredible. Okay. I'll hop off of here. If you guys have any questions, just message me or Amanda and we will get you started from here. And I hope that you'll have a great night.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.